What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Cascade pre-order day. There we go. We are set up. Now let's do a cheeky little share. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. On to it. In today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about Cascade. Cascade pre-order is here. $24.99 for Violet 3-star Cascade. We have $49.99 for a orange 4-star Cascade. $199.99 for a 5-star red +1 Cascade. Plus avatars, right? Fun, exciting avatars. Cascade is in the game, though. Cascade is here. Finally and forever. The continuation of adding Hero Wars Alliance heroes to Hero Wars Facebook and web. It's just here now. It's just here now. I want to do a little bit of leveling of Cascade. Level him up a little bit while we're here. And we're going to try him out in Arena. We're going to try him out with some other team fight testing. Yeah, $200 and you don't even get a 6-star hero. I was given a free 5-star red +1 Cascade. Or a red 0 Cascade. I'm not sure what it was. I had to level up all of the skills. I have to level up the skin. I have to level up the glyphs. So on and so on and so on. Thought we'd spend a little bit of time putting some effort into leveling Cascade up together. This is in no way any kind of validation that you should be leveling up Cascade. Okay, that you should be leveling up Cascade. I do not think that I don't think that you should take anything that I say today with a finality to it. There's a lot of testing. There's a lot of testing that needs to be going into it. Screenshot of the items. Kevin Orman, I actually have the items already listed on the website. Cascade leveling guide. Here are all the items for each of the color ranks. 1 through 18. Okay. If somebody wants to go through here and give me a nice clean guide for like a quantity of how many you need total, I'd greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, HeroWarCentral.com is I got the full item list. Huge shout out to Asta Roth from web server 185 and 196. Might be working with Astaroth in the future for some data mining stuff. Can't figure out why they don't time Tournament of Power with the pre-release of new heroes. They would probably get much more sales. Yeah, you'd think that. I think that the draw of the new hero is strong enough. Yeah, I think Yvonne Sanders has got it right. They know, they have the numbers, and they realize that the numbers are big enough to do it, have two separate kind of instances, right? So, for example, a lot of people are going to dump a ton of energy into Cascade today, and there really isn't much of an event to gain benefit from energy, like a little bit. Elemental Synergy, maybe? I thought one of these. Yeah. One of these had spin energy task. Portal Anomaly is not a big spin energy task event either. Yeah. Wow. So I've played around a little bit with it. The first thing that I want to say is Cascade is the first hero that actively makes your team worse on defense. All right, it's a weird thing to say, but whenever you're dealing with mage heroes, and this is the problem and the reason why you just don't see Lars and Krista on defense. You know what I mean? You just don't see Lars and Krista on defense really anywhere. You'll only barely see mages on defense in Arena, for sure. Like, there's Alvanor, Phobos, Thea, Mushy, and Shroom. Little magic damage there. All right. But see, I bet this team I can just win with, like, Isaac Dorian. I mean, probably not, but let's have a little fun with it. Let's just see. So Isaac is the most popular hero in the game. If not the most popular, then he's the second most popular. He's definitely one of the top 5 heroes that it's 2 heroes versus 5. It's not enough. He's one of the top heroes that everybody should be leveling. You know, he's really, really good in every activity. And first and foremost, he is the number 1 hero that you use in Osh. Right, the Osh boss team. He's the number 1 hero that you use or he's one of the number 1 heroes, I should say, in Osh, and one of the number 1 heroes in the Maestro team. Okay, the player on our version of Hero Wars Dominion Era on Facebook, the people who run Good Ones. I'm sorry, not Good Ones. That's a misnomer. Gugu, Dita, and others in this guild. Okay. They pull that 600 million damage attack. No Gugu here this time. Didn't do as well this month, I guess. Anyway, they use Isaac as the team, and Isaac is one of the 3 or 4 primary counter heroes. Anthony Smith, thank you so much. Isaac is one of the 3 or 4 counter heroes that everybody should have leveled up, right? You have Isaac, who is the number 1 counter for mage teams. Where even is my Isaac? There it is. Isaac's the number 1 counter for mage teams because of the MP 300 capacitor ability, right? Absorbing and speeding up ults for Isaac. Isaac hard counters magic damage teams. Okay. And then you have Sebastian. Sebastian hard counters control teams. Right. Then you have Lyria. Lyria hard counters dodge teams. Right. Those are kind of the big 3 that everybody should level up if you are trying to have options to counter opponents' teams. And the thing about Cascade is he has this ability that causes all, let's see, is it this one? Yeah, there we go. He has this ability that converts, that causes all intelligence-based heroes now do magic damage. Basic attacks of empowered heroes deal magic damage equal to 46% of their magic attack. 46% of their magic attack is because magic attack is so much higher for mages than physical attack is for non-mages, okay? It's just the nature of how stats are relegated with items and all of that. They have to be. It's old systems from 10 years ago or whatever. So now all of these heroes that Cascade is with are doing magic damage. So whenever you see a team on defense that features, like, we probably won't see any here, but anytime you see a team on defense that features like Celeste and Aurora, or Celeste and, like, this team right here is a definitely viable candidate for Isaac teams. Like, you see Ishmael and Dante out front, but I would imagine that let's see, like Aiden, like Lara Croft and, I don't know, maybe like Sebastian. Like this team right here probably will beat this team just because there are 2 mages back here. Just because there are 2 mages, that's going to cause Isaac to go crazy. Probably need to switch this to Axel, and that probably should be Oliver because it doesn't, you know, there's no stun here. It's probably fine. We'll swap this out to Axel and Mara, I guess. Right now, there's a lot of reasons why this team on the right has the potential to lose, but it's like because Isaac is going to spam his ult so much, it's just a lot of damage. Just a lot of damage. The critical hits from Lara Croft, from Sebastian, obviously helped out a lot too, but the armor penetration from Isaac's ult. Anyway, my point is any team that you would put Cascade with on defense, guys, on defense, is going to cause that team to be way worse versus Cascade, and I'm sorry, versus Isaac, and everybody is going to be leveling up. Everybody should be leveling up Isaac. At some point, everybody should have Isaac leveled up. Okay, so, you know, one of the big reasons why a lot of people like Amira is because she's not so susceptible to Isaac. Iris, not so susceptible to Isaac. There's a couple of mages that kind of get around Isaac, right? And Cascade makes them all worse. Makes them all worse. But, you know, there's 2 sides to this game. There's offense and there's defense. So you got to tell new players, be careful of the first team that you build. Okay? A lot of people are very excited to build like Lars, Krista. Let me scroll up to my last team. Yeah, here we go. A lot of people are going to be really excited to build like Lars, Krista, Cascade. There's Cascade right there, and Lars is in here somewhere. A lot of people are going to be really interested in building Lars, Krista, Cascade for whatever reason, and they're going to be great on offense versus some teams. But the really cool thing is like on offense versus DOA here, Dante, Orion, Augustus, you know, we know that just adding Lyria and Sebastian to just about any team, adding Lyria and Sebastian to just about any team, depending on the pets. Let's make this Albus. We can make this Oliver. These don't matter. Adding Lyria and Sebastian to just about any team means that you win against DOA, right? Or you can add in, if you don't want to use Lyria, Sebastian, you can use Satori, Celeste, and let's switch this to Axel. This probably doesn't matter too much. Whatever. And you win this fight. Satori Celeste wins this fight also. That doesn't make him good on that was a cool ult. That doesn't necessarily make them a good all-around team to build, because you still have to defend, right? You still have to defend. And while defenses ultimately don't matter, because no team in this game is unbeatable, there is no team in this game that has a guaranteed win. It just simply doesn't exist. Even the fabled Lyria, Galahad, Tristan team loses to several teams. I'm having a lot of fun with Kayla Aiden, by the way, versus those teams. We'll deal with that a little bit later in the future. The deworming, good point. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that in a second. So my problem anytime we release a new hero, just to kind of wrap things up, my problem every time a new hero is released is like, what problem do they solve? You know, what problem do they help? And we see with Folio, Goose, and the Ninja Turtles, they're big examples. Folio, Goose, and the Ninja Turtles are examples of heroes that are fun, but they don't really solve a ton of problems. Yes, they are good here and there. They are fun to use. They're fun to play with. I'm not yet sure what problem Cascade solves, and that's okay. That's okay, because there are a lot of heroes that are great that are just not used because they're not popular. There are a lot of heroes that are great that are not used because they're just not the most they're not the most efficient things to level. For example, Fox is an excellent counter to Lyria, by the way. Astrid and Lucas is an excellent counter to Ishmael, by the way. You just don't really see them that much because they're not very popular, right? People like me don't really push Fox. There's just too many other heroes to level a hero that is so niche, right? Cascade solves the Krista not being good problem. Antonio Mendez says a very powerful statement. Cascade existing makes Krista not suck. I would argue that Lars and Krista are an incredible team already, Antonio, on offense only, but not on defense. They're not good in Osh. They're not good in Maestro. They're not good in in defense in the Grand Arena. They're not good on defense in the Arena. They're not good on defense in Guild Wars. And barely they're good on defense in Clash of Worlds for very, 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 very specific niche cases. So yes, I think that Cascade and Krista are definitely a good pairing. My concern with Cascade out of the gate is the theme team trap, that everybody is going to get a free, relatively free 4-star Cascade, and all of a sudden they're going to be wanting to level up the heroes that quote unquote go with Cascade. That is going to be Lars and Krista. Even though Lars and Krista, yes, they're very strong on offense, they're really bad on defense. Just like a lot of people that got Lyria initially started leveling up Corvus, Morgan, Kira, Phobos, right? The full undead team it's an above average team because it has tank, damage dealer, healer, supports in it. But it's not a good team, right? Individually, all the undead heroes are great. Individually, all the watermark heroes, not so much. Theme team trap. Yep. A lot of people are going to be dumping resources into Lars and Krista to try them out, and that's okay. So, I have not yet found a team like this Dorian, Orion, Helios. Okay. I have not yet found a team that Cascade enables that didn't already win. Just doing some testing. The teams that beat Dorian, Orion, Augustus don't need Cascade to beat them. Right? And there really isn't a team, if you give them Cascade, do they all of a sudden beat Dorian, Orion, Augustus? Now you might say, why are you using this one? This is just the one that I landed on. Okay, this is just the team that I landed on first. The same kind of argument can be said for the Tristan, Lyria, Galahad team, or the Lyria, Ishmael team. And the real problem with all of this, and the thing that a lot of people, I wish that most of you would take away from this, is those meta teams, they don't really exist. I'm on server 25, one of the oldest servers in the game. Might even be on par with the oldest servers. You still see crazy teams like Galahad, Satori, Goose, Nebula, Orion on defense. It's not full of Dante, Orion, Augustus. Yes, they exist. Yes, they are there. Yes, Lyria, Ishmael is here. There's two versions of it. Foundry, 3, 4. Yeah. So they are a little bit more common, but it's not all everybody is playing. Right? So it's not like a desperate rush to find the team that beats those specific teams, because that's not really any way to enjoy this game, right? I think there's a lot of answers. I'm not sure yet what Cascade's use is. Happy to train some stuff for sure. I was actually hoping, I'll tell you what I was hoping more than anything. I was hoping that Amira, Heidi, Cascade was going to beat this team right here. All right. If you use Heidi, Amira, right, without using Sebastian, without using Lyria, without using Satori or Celeste, I was hoping that these three, and maybe like Lilith or, I don't know, could somehow beat this team. So you would have an option, you would have another avenue to go into it. It just doesn't beat that team. It doesn't work. Is Amira good? Yeah, Amira is good to some extent, but yeah, see, as soon as I say that, I'm going to win here. Amira, Nebula, Heidi, Cascade twins. Did I just discover the new meta? No, I did not. Immediate loss. Yeah. I was hoping that Amira, Nebula, Heidi could be good, because I know a lot of players have Amira, Nebula, Heidi already built, and I thought adding Cascade in could be beneficial towards, you know, some of the teams that are out there. Is Amira good against Cascade and Twins teams? I am friendly. I would say just level up Isaac. Just level up Isaac. You know what I mean? Another common team is, is this one right here. You know, Galahad. These guys. I've tried a couple of different variations with Cascade. I'm not so sure of commonly leveled heroes that can beat this team. I was able to beat it, occasionally. Like, it's really funny. Aurora does win sometimes versus this team. It actually does happen. Like, if we did, let's switch this to Axel and Sebastian with Oliver, and this is Albus, and then Iris. I think I had this team winning, Biscuits, Chorus. I think I had this team winning a couple of times, and it's heroes that a lot of people have leveled up. Sure, Aurora isn't dodging, but if she's still useful with Cascade, I thought, it might be something. Hard to keep a Mirror tank alive without Aiden. Yeah, you gotta use Aiden. Yeah, I should definitely, maybe that might be instead of Iris, maybe I use Aiden instead. I don't know. Let's just see. Chorus and Biscuit, maybe? Sure. But see, like, occasionally it does win. Maybe not this variation. Anyway, what's up, Jean? Or Jean? Gotta get your Kark up? Yeah. Maybe Kark Cascade is the play. Try only Amira, Aiden, Nebula versus this team right here. Probably need to go to Chorus, though, right? For the stuns. Sure. It'll be fun. Cascade's a Water Titan. Oh, okay. Let's try that team. Derek's, we'll definitely try your team. That looks fun. Krista, Cascade, Augustus, Nebula, Aiden. Okay. I'm going to guess Axel, Chorus, Biscuit, Chorus. Let's try it. Definitely lasted a little longer, but it wasn't quite there. Gerald, you want me to try a non-Cascade team? Okay. I'm not a huge fan of using kind of mirror heroes here, but I do think that Yasmin is the key to countering this team. I really do think that one of the things that a lot of people are saying is that this team is the hardest team to beat right now, and I think actually, unironically, Yasmin is a key to it. I literally do. I literally do. Cascade Merlin. All right, Derek's, I'll try that. I'll try that after this. Sebastian, Nebula, Thea. Sebastian. Why Thea? Because of the speed up? So I guess Axel switches to Oliver. Albus. Sure. One of the things about One of the things about Yasmin that not a lot of people know is that she has the ability to get dodge high enough to completely ignore. Yeah, it's not a 100% win rate. Can I show Fox countering Lyria? It depends on the team, Mr. Big Sexy. Team Pet Fenris could be fun. Yeah, you know, that is something that we don't ever use, actually, is Fenris' team pet. Helios just destroys Yasmin. Yeah, I mean, she do. A lot of heroes counter Yasmin. But the Helios variation of this is much easier to beat. All right. Cascade, Orion, Augustus. Well, let's go up. I'm gonna try Derek's team here. What was it? It was Krista, Augustus, Nebula, Aiden. You said Merlin on Cascade. Axel. Probably that. Probably Team Pet Chorus, right? Yeah. I like Krista's new skin a lot. Something like Lyria Ishmael. I think that's why a lot of people are still using Lyria Ishmael. I think that's why a lot of people are still leveling Lyria Ishmael, actually, because it's pretty decent against this line. Right? Sebastian, Lara, Aiden. Let's try it. Let's try it. Aiden. Sebastian. Team Pet. Fenris. Let's actually... let's drop Sebastian and use Chorus here, and then swap the Fox. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I want to show Fox. Fox, Mara, Lara, Vex, Chorus. There we go. Yeah. So I think that using Sebastian elsewhere is super important. Like, if you can get away with not using Sebastian, I think that you can really go a long way in your Clash of Worlds teams. We got to spend some time talking about Clash of Worlds strategy, actually, because I think that it's being missed out on. Lara Croft go crazy. Ishmael, though, very strong. Ishmael, very strong. Let's change it back to Sebastian. Let's do Fenris. Sebastian. Sure. Kindle, you talking about Krista's angelic skin? Sir Turbo, I don't really want to be like, yeah, the way to counter this team is use the same team, though. Like, I just don't feel like that's a good strategy. Kevin notes, it's the blind. It's the blind. Like, a big part of the reason why this team can win is because of Lara Croft's stun. Like, that's the only reason why this team is considered good. Is it's got good damage, a lot of synergy, but it's a little bit more random than some of the other teams that are out there. Like, the team on the left isn't as random as the team on the right, so that's kind of why. Right. It's not necessarily Fox replacing Sebastian. It's just kind of a different strategy. Axel is team pet. Sure. Kind of way off base here. And Mara to Lara. Oh, I need to switch Lara back. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I need to switch that back to Lara. I want to see the damage by Thea Martha with Cascade. So that could be fun. That could be fun. Yeah, there you go. It's a pretty solid team. 3 losses in a row. Oof. You can replace Lara with Kira. So yeah, I think just out-damaging the offensive team could be good too. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today to try to figure out use cases for Cascade. Does Cascade exist as a viable choice versus this line? And I'm not so sure. Like if we did Amira Aiden with, let's try Faceless, Merlin, Biscuit, Chorus, Team Pet, Chorus, Cleaver, here in a second, though, we just lose. Yeah. It's just too much spammy. It's just too much spammy. Use Cascade when you have dirty dishes. Augustus Polaris. Sure, let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know what else you're wanting to use, though. Maybe... How good is Cascade as a tank? Let's try that. Let's try Helios for armor artifact. Merlin. Albus. Sure. Now, Cascade's first skin is an armor skin. Augustus dead. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Did I already max him out? No, I haven't maxed him out. Yeah, nobody can. You can't get 6 stars for him yet. Nathan, can you see how my team would do? Corvus, Arachne? Sure. Love a good Corvus, Arachne. Corvus, Arachne, Thea Polaris, Cleaver. Thea. All right. With Axel as team pet. I mean, it's not going to do well. It's going to get stunned. It's going to get stunned instantly. We can't use Axel here. We got to use Chorus, but I will try your team. So let's do Biscuit here. Mara. I mean, 2 Chorus, I guess. Merlin. I mean, yeah. Just going to get stun locked here. Aiden instead of Polaris. Spooky, we'll try your team. We'll try your team. I was hoping Biscuit on Cleaver would help with the Ode to Serenity. Axel Patron? Let's try that. Axel and Chorus. Alvinor. Derek's. No. I'm going to show you the team that I use. I think it was Goose Fox. I think it was Fox. There you are. Kane, Fenris, Biscuit, Chorus. I think this was it. I think Albus might be slightly better. I don't think it was Fox. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe Helios? Was it Helios? I can go back and look. I tried to find it this morning. But I think that I lost it. Can't remember. I like this because I get to use Kayla Aiden. But I'll be honest with you, I still have yet to come up against a Galahad Lyria Tristan team that hasn't already been beat by somebody else in my guild. Yeah. Yep. So let's try more Cascade teams here. Let's try a Cascade team with Alvinor, Krista, Cascade, Aiden, Lars, Alvinor. I'm not sure what pets to use here. Maybe Axel, Chorus. Not sure what pets to use here. Krista Biscuits. I think I put Axel on my Krista. Just freaking mages, man. Well, we won, but change this to Biscuit. Merlin, Lars, Mara. Just change that to Biscuit. Kayla, Aiden, Lars, Krista. Ooh, that could be fun. Yoro. That could be a lot of fun. Yeah. Cascade, Biscuit. Yeah, I think Biscuit on Cascade also. I don't know. What's up, Brentus? Seems like I won pretty handily there. And then I lose. And then I lose. And then I win. And then I win. And then I lose. Hey, do you think, Jacer, they're going to increase the relic. They'll definitely increase the relic frequency, for sure. Hey, do you think War Flag of Readiness is the best flag currently? Jay, it's going to depend on your team. It really is going to depend on your team. Like my warrior focused team that I just used, this Yasmin, Kayla, Aiden. Like the conversation about flags and patterns, you know, I get into a trouble a lot saying that they don't matter. I really don't believe that they make that much of an impact on most fights. On some fights, yes, I think that they do matter. But I think that the flag choice is going to vary a lot based on who you use. And I think that's okay because a lot of people need 3 teams. Like just about everybody needs 3 teams. You don't, if you play Clash of Worlds, you don't need 3 flags leveled up for defense. But it's handy to have 3 flags for, you know, Grand Arena and other things. So like this team right here, warrior, right? Double warrior. So maybe you go with the war flag of warriors, right? Maybe you go with the war flag of warriors. This team right here uses the war flag of do they use warriors also, or do they use pets? I think they use pets. I think this one uses pets. I can't remember. I think that there are 3 to 4 that are really, really good. And they're very case specific. Like I think that if you depend a lot on your tank, then the tank let's see, where is it? Is it the War Flag of Fervor? I think this isn't that good anymore, but I think it was one of the better ones. People don't really use tanks anymore. I think some people do occasionally use tanks, but I don't know that the tank makes the difference in a lot of the fights. Right? I think when Aurora or Rufus were super popular, and a lot of people, by the way, I'm talking about in a vacuum at the highest level in very specific niches, the most popular teams don't use those. The most popular teams aren't that effective, okay? The least popular teams are also not that effective because no team is unbeatable. No team is impossible to beat. The War Flag of Readiness, I think, is really important if your backline hero is a certain handful of heroes. Like, certainly it helps out Aiden backline heroes. I think it really helps out with Helios to counter some of these lines, right? But I think with my Warrior team here, I think the War Flag of Warriors is better, right? I think the War Flag of Frost is an interesting counter option, but I don't know that any of these actually matter that much. There's a couple people that make it a habit to contradict me every chance they can by, you know, posting screenshots of exceptions that show that they do matter, and that's all well and good. That's all well and good. I can understand exceptions. But I'm not so sure which flag. Yeah, I gotta know, man. I gotta know which team you're using before I can answer like what the best flag is, right? I think a good safe choice is just going with the pet flag though, wherever it is. Yeah, I think it's probably the most universally good because every team uses a team pet, you know? Not every team uses warriors, not every team uses a backline hero that their ult matters, not every team uses a tank. I think the War Flag of Decline, that used to be my favorite, but things are so fast now. Things are just so fast now. Just so fast. I'm using a physical team. Hey, Charlie, do the team I sent in Discord, the Twins and Celeste Orion. The Twins and Celeste Orion versus Meta. When did you send this to me? Is it in the news discussion? Where did you send it to me? I'll try it, though. The Twins, Celeste, Orion. I'm guessing Cascade. Axel, Biscuit, Chorus, Mara Merlin, I guess. Artur, what is the right setup? What is the right setup of Artur, of the DOA team? You mentioned me. Are you SRL? Did I use the right pets? Chorus, Merlin, Biscuit. Oh, you're using Goose instead. You're using Goose, Oliver, Celeste, Axel. Sure. Who's the next contestant on The Price is Right? I'm trying to try everybody's. So first war flag choice should be Pat. No, Alan, no, that's not what I mean. I think that there are better flag choices depending on your team. I think that there are better flag choices depending on your team. Okay. All right. Let's draw some names. Terry Reams, first name. Terry. Spent about 20 minutes at the dentist this morning getting my crown reapplied. Getting my temporary crown reapplied. Is it worth getting Cascade Golden Ticket when it comes? It's $30. I am not sure. I think the armor skin, like the armor skin isn't here yet. Like this is one of the things that actually may change some things. Cascade's armor skin isn't here yet, and Cascade is getting an armor skin. So like, that could dramatically change the outcome of some of these fights. It could. It could. So, I don't know. Like, if you feel like you really want to level up Cascade, then $30 for the skin and all of the resources you get. No, DP, they didn't bill me. They didn't bill me. I didn't break the crown, the temporary. So it was just a matter of cleaning the temporary crown out, cleaning the glue, and then scraping the glue off of my nub and then re-gluing it. They didn't have to put any anesthesia on me, although I kind of wish they did. It was very sensitive. Polaris. Okay, no Terry. No Terry, I guess. Let's switch this to live chat. Cannabis Corpse. It will still have some good resources, I think. $30 though, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think that's outside of the line of what the average player should be spending in a month. Like, I'm not going to tell people how much they should spend on this game, but I really feel like spending more than $15 to $20 a month on this game is just... it's a lot, man. People are buying $45 golden tickets. People are buying $25 Road to the Top AOC golden tickets, which was a good value. I didn't buy it, but yeah, I think a lot of people are going to consider buying the golden ticket. There you are, web player. I haven't seen the full list, but I'm sure that's where the skin is going to be. The armor skin. I'm sure that's where the skin is going to be. Let's see. Robert Catania. Robert, are you here? I think that there's probably going to be a bunch of stuff on there, though. Probably a bunch of stuff. Probably some emeralds. Probably some... Well, you're probably not going to be able to get a 6-star Cascade without it either. Like the 120 or whatever free soulstones that you get, right? Like you probably can't get access to that easily elsewhere. Maybe you can. I don't know. One of the data miners sent me over a ton of great information. It was a lot of information, and I just haven't done a video about it yet. Still, without buying it, it is more difficult to grow up. Yeah, I'm buying the ticket for the explorer's moves and the frame avatar. To be honest, okay, and then this guy, Robert Catania, mobile. And also here, good stuff. Okay, so let's transition real quick. I do want to go back and do some more testing here. I know that we're running out of time, but I want to talk about mobile stuff for a second. There was a question earlier about the $20 relics. Who asked that question? Can't find it. Somebody said something about $20 relic stuff. I don't want to. I find this picture funny because they turned Folio's arms into a belt. They turned Folio's arms and his hand, like he's holding his hand like this. They turned it. Was it Sir Turbo? Okay. Was it Jacer? Somebody asked. They turned his hands into a belt and gave him like the arms, right? New nickname, this guy. Anyway, $20 for a relic. Okay. Do we compare that? How do we compare that to a skin? Skins have always been $15, right? They've always been $15. You got to level up a skin with resources. Do skins impact a hero more or less than relics do? I don't think that's very subjective at all. Right? To me, relics are dramatically more important to a hero than a skin is. That's not to say that skins aren't important. But buying a skin and leveling up is less. 16 and change. Is that what a skin costs now, Glenn? Ugh. Or wait, are you saying how much is it to unlock the relic? Oh, I got that update. $20 to unlock the relic. Yeah, so, if the issue is that they're rolling them out too slow, I could see that. I think that they will speed them up for sure. I think that they'll start, releasing 2 or 3 at a time. The first 2 sets of relics were released 2 at a time, right? Somna and Arachne. Was it Arachne? Somna and Arachne. That was released 2 at a time. So I think they're probably easing y'all into it. And I think before too long, we'll start seeing 3, 5 at a time. You have so many levels of paying. Yeah, I'm not saying that the relics are easy to upgrade. $20 to unlock it, and then, I don't know. They gave 1 for free. Yeah. And I doubt that they give the new ones for free also either. I don't know. This, it's kind of the problem that I have with Hero Wars Alliance, and you see it a little bit on Facebook and the web too. But on Hero Wars Alliance, every little thing has got extra tiers to it, And I feel like that to an extent, again, that does exist on Facebook and web as well. The Ascension stuff, but there's hero sets, and then there's the class skills, and then you have talismans, relics. Am I missing anything else? Of course, you have the regular stuff, the skins, the gift of the elements, the glyphs themselves, artifacts, all of that. Skins are nowhere near as expensive, but they cost hundreds to level. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's only a matter of time before they release something to do with the hero skills also, like the directly. Well, I guess that's kind of relics. I mean, there's super skins, or skin plus, excuse me. They're just like, they take a thing and then they make it more. You know what I mean? Facebook and web has got a lot of this nonsense also. Okay. Okay. Orion Chorus, Krista Biscuits, Heidi with Albus, Polaris Amira, no Lars, no Celeste. Okay. We got Polaris, Mara, Amira with Oliver. Okay. Zone 7, that's a good question. That's a good question. Archer, I don't know it. Do my son play it? Yes, they lost. They lost. Yeah, they lost big time. They lost big time. Morgan Skeletons. Morgan Skeletons. Here, let's just make our own. Let's just make our own. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Of course, if everybody's dead. Okay, this was... I will become rain and return. Okay, this was a bad example. This is a bad example. Max. Let's go with Sebastian, Fafnir, Marcus Thea, sure. Okay. Simple attacking team. Let's see. Class glyphs, relics, and talismans have made maxing a hero truly invisible for the average player. Yeah. I think there's a lot of discussion that should be had. You know, it's very expensive. Like, you have all of these skins. You have all of these skins that are limited time only, like the Cascade armor skin. Summon your babies. Summon your babies. Summon them. You have all of these. There we go. Okay. It looks like the baby skeletons still do physical damage. Myth busted. Myth busted. Anyway, Cascade's skin locked to the golden ticket. You have the relics being added to Hero Wars Alliance. Of course, the class glyphs, the talismans. You know, we have this idea in our head that we have to have everything maxed out in order for the team to be effective. And at some level, I think that is true. Like, if you don't have the right heroes maxed out, you can't be effective at the top end. Like, you just can't be competitive. But is the game just made up of those players? Or is the majority of the game somewhere like in the middle to low? Like, my guild is top 30, top 40 on Facebook. We could be better, but we have some really inconsistent players in our guild that brings us down. That really brings us down. And it's not because we don't have the power level. Like, a lot of people in our guild do have the right heroes leveled up, and we have the time, and we have the, you know, we've invested the time, and we've spent the money. And I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. I've always believed that the game isn't really built for the max player. Like, we talk about max testing. We do a lot of max testing. And that's like the closest thing that we can get to a vacuum for testing fights here. But most of us just aren't there, and we'll never get there. So it's like telling somebody not to level Yasmin, as an example, because of so many counters. Like, all these counters exist. But that person may never run into a Corvus team. They may never run into a Helios team. They will occasionally. You know, you should aspire to level the heroes that the best players use. But, you know, how do we define best players? Just because you're in a guild of 30 people that spend more money than everybody else? Does that make your guild better than other people? I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Hero Wars Alliance, Robert. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to defend how much spending is required to make a hero effective, and like where is that line? Like, at what line does a hero become effective? You know, I wanted to test this. Let's do Heidi. Let's do Heidi Cascade. Maestro Osh is what I'm using to determine which I level. Yeah, and you know, on some level, the Hydra heroes are kind of a factor on what you should level on mobile as well, but at the same time, it's not really, right? I'm pretty well convinced not to spend much effort on Cascade. I appreciate you showing that we have yet to find a niche way to effectively... You know, C130IN, he's only been out for a couple of hours. Yeah, so Cascade does kill Rufus. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. What about the class skills from the Asgard tree? Yeah, all of that too. Yeah. It's just all extra numbers. Personally, I went with Warrior because I choose enjoying the game. El Morningstar, let's take a second on this, actually. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do conversations. Let's preface that. Preface that first. The City of Asgard, or the Ascension trees, the Tree of Wisdom is what it's actually called. It is a stat boosting thing that takes a long time to level up. And there's a lot of strategy on which ones you should level first and which ones matter the most. I think most people will say that the support role is the most important branch to level first. You have heroes like Isaac and Sebastian, Nebula, a ton of heroes that are featured in a lot of activities. Amira, Cornelius, Alvanor, Fafnir. I think the marksman tree used to be the most popular because of Zhu, Lara Croft, and Dante. I think it's lost a little bit of its interest since Dante is kind of bad now. He's still good, but he's just easy to counter. He wasn't easy to counter 6 months ago. And you don't really use Zhu that much. It's more of a Lara Croft focused tree. I think that there is a fun component with the warriors, and that's why I chose the warrior tree first. I chose the warrior tree because I made a joke about my love of Kark. Every chance that I can, I talk about how much I enjoyed Kark. Kark teams, all of that. I don't really use Kark that much anymore. I probably should try, honestly. But because of my love for Kark, I leveled Kark's Ascension first before everybody else's. I leveled up the warrior branch first before anybody else's. Now, you could make the argument that because of the Lyria Tristan team being so popular, because of Kayla being one of the counters to the Lyria Tristan and Lyria Ishmael teams, and Lyria Ishmael being popular, the popularity of Lyria, I guess, the popularity of Tristan and Ishmael because of Lyria, popularity of Qing Mao because of Amira, right, and all of that, and Kayla's popularity to counter, various Lyria versions. I think the warrior has a good argument for it. I think the support role is probably number one. I think the mage role has the most heroes, but you don't really use a ton of mages anymore. If you built DOA, then sure, yeah. I think support is the most important. I think tanks are good, but not a lot of people use tanks anymore. I don't know. Now that I'm sitting here and talking about it, I don't really know which ones. I don't think you need a ton invested in the control tree for the control tree to be good, because not really many people use the control tree. Not so much anymore. There is this fun breakpoint that, yes, the pattern does matter because Solo Leon can beat Dorian Orion Helios, or Dorian Orion, Dante Orion Augustus, if they don't have the correct flag and pattern. Yeah. Maybe Warrior Tree is the answer after support. But it changes. It changes. Derek, what's that? What about the class skills from the Asgard tree? Let's see. I wonder what the best full automatic Maestro teams are. Yeah, Kindle, I mean, it doesn't really work that way because Maestro's, he's built to be beaten by manual. Like the best auto teams will probably only get you like 100 million at the top end. Sir Turbo, I have no idea. I have no idea. And I don't even want to. I don't know. Krista, Sebastian, Cascade, Lars, Aiden. Okay. Is this the team? Is this the team? Here we go. Sebastian. Let's see. Krista Biscuit. Sebastian Oliver. Cascade Chorus. Lars Merlin. And Aiden Albus with Team Pet Axel. Okay. Let's give her a try. Let's give her a try. close. It's probably slightly different with patterns and flags. Who knows? Pretty high win rate. Not perfect, though. Not perfect. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We went a little long today. I want to thank everybody for giving team ideas and all of that. I am not sure how I feel about Cascade just yet. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do to figure out Cascade. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing? I don't know. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 5 p.m. UTC. 12 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. UTC. Maybe by then we'll have some fun Cascade stuff. We have a bunch of videos to put out about Cascade. One way or another, a bunch of videos, right? I hate for my first video about Cascade to be that he's bad. Unfortunately, it will be. Unfortunately, it will be. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on notifications to never miss a Hero Wars Central live stream. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.